Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. This quote speaks to the idea that we cannot fully understand our lives until we have lived them. We may look back on our experiences with greater understanding, but we cannot fully comprehend them until we have lived through them. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. Kierkegaard believed that prayer was not a way to change God's mind or influence his actions, but rather a means of transforming the person who is praying. Through prayer, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship with the divine. To be a teacher in the right sense is to be a learner. I am not a teacher, only a fellow traveler of whom you ask the way. Kierkegaard believed that true teachers were not those who simply imparted knowledge to their students, but rather those who learned alongside them. He saw himself as a fellow traveler on the journey of life, sharing his insights and experiences with others. Anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Kierkegaard saw anxiety as a natural response to the freedom that comes with making choices. When we are faced with too many options or too much uncertainty, we may feel overwhelmed and uncertain, leading to anxiety. People demand freedom of speech as a compensation for the freedom of thought which they seldom use. This quote speaks to the idea that many people demand the right to speak their minds, but do not take the time to truly think through their ideas. Kierkegaard believed that true freedom of thought required careful reflection and consideration. The most common form of despair is not being who you are. Kierkegaard believed that many people struggle with a sense of despair because they feel that they are not living up to their true potential. When we try to be someone we are not, we lose touch with our authentic selves and may feel unfulfilled. The truth is a trap. You cannot get it without it getting you. You cannot get the truth by capturing it, only by its capturing you. Kierkegaard believed that the pursuit of truth was a never-ending journey. We can never fully capture the truth, but rather it captures us and leads us on a path of discovery. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Kierkegaard saw life as something to be lived and experienced, rather than a puzzle to be solved. Instead of trying to find solutions to all of life's challenges, we should focus on living fully in the present moment. The self-assured believer is a greater sinner in the eyes of God than the troubled disbeliever. Kierkegaard believed that true faith required humility and a willingness to question one's beliefs. Those who were too confident in their faith were at risk of falling into self-righteousness and pride. Purity of heart is to will one thing. This quote speaks to the idea that true happiness and fulfillment come from having a clear sense of purpose and direction. When we are focused on one goal or mission, we can align all of our actions and thoughts toward that goal. Once you label me, you negate me. Kierkegaard believed that labels and categories could be limiting and deceptive. When we label someone, we may overlook their individuality and unique qualities, reducing them to a stereotype. The greatest hazard of all, losing oneself, can occur very quietly in the world. As if it were nothing at all. No other loss can occur so quietly. Any other loss, an arm, a leg, $5, a wife, etc., is sure to be noticed. Kierkegaard believed that the loss of one's sense of self was the greatest danger we faced in life. When we lose touch with our true selves, we may become disconnected from our values, goals, and desires, leading to a sense of emptiness and despair. The function of suffering is to awaken the soul. Kierkegaard believed that suffering was not something to be avoided, but rather a necessary part of the human experience. Through our struggles and hardships, we can develop a deeper sense of empathy, compassion, and wisdom. The most common form of despair is not being able to be who you are. This quote is similar to the earlier one, but highlights the importance of authenticity in our lives. Kierkegaard believed that we must strive to be true to ourselves, even when it is difficult or unpopular, in order to find true fulfillment. To be human is to live in the tension between the finite and the infinite, to inhabit both the physical and the spiritual worlds. Kierkegaard saw human beings as complex and multifaceted creatures, capable of experiencing both the material and spiritual realms. He believed that we must learn to navigate the tension between these two worlds in order to find true meaning and purpose in life. In conclusion, Soren Kierkegaard was a philosopher who explored many deep and complex issues related to human existence. His quotes offer profound insights into the nature of life, faith, suffering, and the human condition. By reflecting on these ideas, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world.